It was up, it was down. Simply, it was a great baseball game as the New York Mets pull it out in the bottom of the ninth. MLB on TBS Closer, presented by Vanda Pharmaceuticals. The hero with the big hit, Brandon Nimmo. We will be talking to him momentarily as we wait. Let's recap this game just in that the Phillies jumped out. The Mets did what they did on Monday night as well, surging ahead this time. We get the home run from Bader to make it a tie game. And then the Mets win this one. How are we doing?
Well, we're doing fine. Those boys in red and gray right now, they have to fill away. I think that's 9 straight.
9 straight at Citi Field.
And it's the way it's happened. They've come out to a lead and found a way to lose the ball game. And if you're the Mets, as we talked about, and Pedro and Curtis were going back and forth, the Mets are saying no matter what it looks like, you can't beat us. And we know that, and you know that, and that starts to seep into the psyche of a team that no lead is safe. And when you're playing like that, you find ways to lose games, and on the other side, the Mets are finding ways to win games.
Pedro, this is a Mets team that from July 28th lost 14 of 16. They've now won 7 of 10, and the belief is back.
And you know what? The talent is there to do that. And not only that, it seems like it's bringing back memories. Remember how they went last year? They, right around this time, picked it up and never let go of it. And you know what? If they were to have Hazley go, a little bit better, just to help Pedro and Diaz at the end of the bullpen, they would be even better. I think the Mets are capable of doing anything. I think they're going to fall short a little bit in the starting rotation, but once again, that bullpen, if they do what they are capable of doing, they can pick up the slack for what the starters are not going to be able to do.
And Curtis, the magic number for the Mets in the tiebreak is now 1. If they beat the Phillies one time out of the next 5 games, they own the tiebreak if the 2 teams are tied at the end of the year.
I think that's a good thing if it ends up being tied, but they're just still trying to go ahead and secure a playoff spot. I think forget about if we're tied with the Phillies or any other team that it might hold a tiebreaker against. Get yourself to the postseason, and then at that, everybody's 0-0, and everyone has a shot.
30,000 feet, these 2 teams. The Phillies had been riding high. The Mets were in a slump. It feels like that's changing. What are you seeing from your perspective?
It's such a unique perspective because they're almost like identically matched teams in so many statistical categories, whether it's average, whether it's ERA, whether it's runs scored, whether it's homers, whether it's stolen bases, whether it's superstars. But for some reason, head-to-head, especially when they come to Citi Field, they just had the edge over the Phillies for whatever reason it is. I'm not sure if it's the dugouts. I'm not sure if it's the hotels. I'm not sure if it's the way they travel there. But there's something in certain ballparks that happen to get to certain teams. And right now, it's Citi Field with the Phillies.
The Phillies, they fall again. They've now lost 9 in a row at Citi Field. The Mets, as I mentioned, have won 7 of 10. And the hero for tonight's game, Brandon Nimmo, with the walk-off single. He is doused. He is covered in water. Congratulations. You're facing 102-mile-per-hour fastballs. How did it feel to celebrate with the team and beat the Phillies yet again?
It felt amazing, to be able to come back after, they hit the big home run there to tie up the game and, be able to win in the bottom of the ninth. And Diaz doing an unbelievable job coming in for us for 2 innings. Just can't say enough good things about him. He's been amazing for us this year. And, yeah, it felt good. I mean, honestly, it goes hats off to the guys in front of me. I mean, Marte getting things started, putting the barrel on the ball, getting the base hit. Then, Pete getting a huge base hit there. There's a chance for, if it goes right to somebody, it's a double play. And, it's really tough to get things going from there. And he puts the barrel on the ball. Good things happen. And then Brett, having a great at-bat there. That's a young guy coming through in a huge situation. Could try and do too much, but just zoning him up, able to put the bat on the ball and, get that little hit to be able to make my job a whole lot easier. Then all I have to do is find the barrel, and, a lot of good things will happen after that. So, honestly, the at-bats in front of me are what won the game. Made my at-bat so much easier, and, just really, really proud of these guys. They just keep fighting until they finally, the game ends. It's just unbelievable job by the offense tonight.
Brandon, this is Pedro. And I'm curious to know, because this is not just a small portion of games that you guys have beating the Philadelphia Phillies. Is it just me, or you guys seem to be more comfortable the more you play them, and that's probably why you guys are getting those results?
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, hey, we've played the Phillies a lot, and so we're very familiar with each other. And when you get familiar with each other, it just comes down to execution. You know what the other side's trying to do, and so you're just trying to match up with them and go toe to toe and see who can execute better. And I've been really proud of the guys. They've been able to execute amazing, even come back from adversity. And that's the thing. Our guys know that we're never out of a game, and when we're playing the Phillies, we know we're going to get good baseball. So it gets you up even more. So, this is two heavyweights going at it. It's really fun baseball. I mean, you guys know all about, especially you, Pedro, man. I mean, you've been here, you've done that. You know how exciting it is to play, big-time baseball. And it's August now, we're getting into September. Like, this is big-time baseball, and the guys are getting up for it.
Brandon, great job tonight. Great at bat. You guys have fought. I want to ask, what is it like, for those who don't know, to be in a situation where you've had adversity and you went through it last year and you saw that you can get through, and you kind of go through it again this year, and you face a team that's in front of you, you got through it once and you're doing it again. How do you feel as you're coming to the close of the season, knowing, okay, now it's time to go? There's a time to play, and there's a time to go, and you guys have seemed to find out that chemistry.
Yeah, I think just looking at the season as a marathon and not a sprint, and knowing that, being really honest with yourselves and knowing that, hey, some tough times are probably going to come, but we're going to take it one game at a time, and we're going to rise out of this thing just one step at a time, one strike at a time, one pitch at a time. And honestly, that's how we're taking this series and these games against the Phillies. All we know is that, hey, this is the team in front of us right now, and we're just trying to win one pitch at a time and try and go 1-0 for the day. And if we can do that, then we like our chances heading into the postseason. But we know that all you need is a foot in the door. Last year we made it by a tiebreaker, and we ended up making it all the way to the NLCS, 2 wins away from the World Series, and that's our ultimate goal. And I think with the adversity that we faced last year, it gives us a lot of confidence heading into this to just keep things small and keep going one pitch at a time.
Nemo, what's going on? This is Grandy. Congratulations on the walk-off hit. Typically in those moments, everybody's rushing to you to talk to you. But I noticed specifically you went to Marte and was talking to him. Would you mind sharing with us what you were saying to him when all the spotlight should have been on you in that moment?
No, of course. And Grandy, I appreciate you being my mentor, man. You were always so good to me here. All I told Marte was, we won the game because of you. This wasn't me. We won the game because of you, because of your at-bat, because of you getting us started. And so I just wanted to put the spotlight back on him. And, again, Pete and Beatty, because they all made my job so much easier. We won the game because of their at-bats. And so I was making sure Marte knew that I understood that we won the game because of him and because of his at-bat and getting us started. That's a tough right-on-right matchup there. And, he just sent a bullet right back up the middle. So I was letting him know that we won the game because of him.
Another big game for the Mets, those 5 through 9 batters. They had 3 RBIs, and the hero of the game, Brandon Nimmo, had 2 of them. Congratulations, man. Go enjoy it.
Stay healthy, Brandon.
Thank you guys so much.
And go get it.
All right, thanks, guys. Let's go Mets.
Man, so that was your guy.
Hey, a young Nimmo.
What did you teach him? Tell us what you taught him.
Hey, the big thing is it is a team effort, and I think he demonstrated that talking to all those guys. If everyone does just their job and passes it to the next person, it makes the next person's job that much easier. And one of the big things he said, focus on today. Go 1-0 today. You can't catch the Phillies in one game, but you can win one game and you can cut into it. And you can win one at bat and get closer and closer to it. And that's the message that he's been relaying to the rest of the team, and you saw that again tonight.
And we saw it in that monster 5th inning. Let's look at that one more time. The Phillies jumped up to a 2-0 lead, and they kept in Luzardo. And that's when it seemed like the wheels started to fall off. Jimmy, what did you see here from the Mets in the bottom of the 5th?
Well, first of all, starting off the inning with an 0-2 hit by pitch, and that just put everybody in the mood. You can see JT, you see Luzardo, everybody got frustrated. And if you're on the other side of that, you know that one free pass, you're one swing away from tying the game. You also start going down, the Mets start saying, hey, we've done this before. One at bat at a time, one pitch at a time. They scored 4 runs before they made the first out, and the 5th run was produced on a sacrifice fly. So we talked about it, and you hear Brandon talking about it. They're not afraid to be in these situations. They're very comfortable, as Pedro asked. They know that there's no lead safe with them. And I think as Luzardo and Thompson, you talk about, we always talk about the numbers and analytics and how we don't like them. Sometimes they work for you. I think this may have been a situation where you're looking at Luzardo. He wasn't sharp all night long. You want to try to get the guy to win. I understand that. But in this situation where you've lost 8 in a row, and we can always second guess afterwards, but he's not at his sharpest. We have a 2-run lead. Maybe we go to our bullpen and give somebody a fresh start. He's done his job. He kept us in the game. He's laboring tonight. That's why they've built bullpens starting at about the 5th or 6th inning, because they have super arms. And we have some arms in that bullpen that could have bridged it for us.
And I was quick to mention that to you and to you, Lefkoe, about Luzardo maxing out seems like every single pitch he threw in the first 2 innings. And it came back to bite him exactly. Even though he settled down and he looked a lot more relaxed, he actually looked to me like he was fatigued a little bit in that inning. And those are the things that the manager and the pitching coaches need to use sometimes, their baseball journeys and experience to see those things. When your pitcher, yes, he did whatever he could possibly do to keep you in the game, but it was time to probably give him a little break because he looked fatigued in the 5th inning. And I know that they yesterday were forced to use a lot of people, but those are things that you read, and only baseball people can read. And I kept saying it to you, Jimmy.
All night long.
He's laboring the first 2 innings. It's like he's maxing out.
You were also saying
right
with
away.
Luzardo, you're like, he keeps trying to get him out with the slider or the sweeper. Just throw the heat. They can't catch up to it. But it didn't matter who was pitching. Pete Alonso was catching up to everything.
Yes.
Maybe if you talk to Frenchie, you get 4 hits, but Alonso did it yet again.
And don't let anyone be on base when Alonso's up. It's like he just relaxes and calms in, shrinks the zone, makes you come to him, and he talked about it. He hasn't had the most success against Luzardo. He's going to change something. Well, whatever he changed worked. Gets the little dink hit earlier, gets the second hit. Bases loaded situation right here.
That was
enough just to go ahead and wake up Citi Field to know that they're back in this ball game. But it's all those situations with runners on base where he just dials in, lets the ball get a little bit deeper in the zone like Jimmy was able to demonstrate on the tee, and use that 245-pound body of him, that polar bear body, to know that he's got strength and can go to anywhere in the field and be successful.
They did it with the bats, and then still, though, the Phillies came back. Harrison Bader hits that home run, a towering shot to left field, and the Mets call on Edwin Diaz. 5 batters, 4 strikeouts, gets the win. Incredible performance.
And that's what makes the Mets so dangerous, is that they don't have Hazley doing what he's supposed to do. This guy is as good as Edwin Diaz when he's on.
Yeah, when he was on the Cardinals, he was cruising.
Exactly. So if you get those 2 guys for the last 2 innings and you get the Mets to continue to do what they have been doing, which is playing small ball when they have to, and just getting the little ground ball, you see it, not even the polar bear does a lot more than he needs to do. He finds, pitches in the strike zone, he hits him to right field, he goes in the gap, and if you don't behave, he might take you deep with the bases loaded. But they try to do the things that they do to win ball games. And they did it last year at this point, and they seem like they know how they got it done, and they're going to continue to do that.
That is the question with Helsley going forward. I have questions for 2 relievers before we go to break. Helsley was like one of the biggest relievers they got in this trade deadline. He's now pitched 7 2/3 and let up 14 runs since joining the Mets. And the questions are now there for Duran. Blew his first save on Friday, came out today, let up 4 singles. Any concern there, or is that something you think he can fix?
No, not really. I mean, a save situation and a hold situation is completely different.
Gotcha.
A blown save and not holding the lead, I've seen closers go through it. They have the lead. It's something, and I don't know, Pedro knows because he's come out the bullpen. It's a little click that it's time to close the game as opposed to what is my role. I'm just here getting the inning in and to get the hold. And it's hard to explain because I've never been in a bullpen. I am not concerned. His stuff is still there.
Yes.
Look, it doesn't matter who you are, how great you are. You're going to go through times where you're making pitches and they're getting hits, and we're seeing that. I mean, a couple balls I found through, Nemo hit an absolute missile, but the ball that dropped in the left field line, I mean, those things happen, and you take it with a grain of salt.
He's going to be fine.
He's going to be fine.
Okay, good.
He's going to be fine.
You okay, Lef?
I am an unbiased observer here on MLB The Closer as we continue our postgame.